How are you guys? It's Anna. We are on day 10 of our July Transformation Challenge. I'm so proud that we've made it this far. 10 days. It feels like we've been doing this forever. And it also feels like it's getting easier. But today I'm getting a little stir crazy and I'm wanting to do something that I'm a little bit scared to do on a live video. I'm going to do a bigger canvas. It's not ginormous, but it is medium size. Too big to go on my studio table, so I had to make a place here on the floor, and that was one of the hurdles to overcome. I didn't know whether I was going to have to paint outside. I tried the garage, but the floor in there is not level, so I knew that wouldn't work. I think this is the best bet. It's near my studio space. It's in the basement where all the kids' stuff is, but I think I'm gonna just like move the couch so it blocks off this space. And probably when my husband comes down here after work to go and work out in his workout room, he's gonna be like, "What did you do?" But I covered the floor really well. I used trash bags and painter's tape. So not gonna make the mistake I did last time when I poured on my basement floor. I laid down a bunch of trash bags and tarps and stuff. But when I was all done with the painting, there was a lot of paint, and I pulled everything up and there was paint all over the floor underneath. So we're not gonna do that this time. This is almost new flooring. This is a really nice area, and I cannot get it all painty. So hopefully our plastic does the trick and our blow dryer doesn't get completely out of hand. I am doing ocean colors. So I've been wanting to do a large triptych with just a river of blues for a while. I did one with some luscious pinks, and it was so beautiful. And I actually did sell that one, even though it was kind of at a higher price point. I finished it with gold leaf and resin and crushed glass, and it was just so beautiful. I'm going to link that video in the description of this video, so after we're done today, you can go and watch that one. It'll be a lot shorter than this because it wasn't a live video. It's an edited one. So after today's video, if you want to go and watch that one with the pinks, let me know what you think of it. But today we're doing blues, so I'm so excited because after I did that pink one, I knew it would just look stunning with blue. And I'm also going to finish it, if it turns out, I'm going to finish it with the gold leaf and the resin and the crushed glass and everything like I did before. We're also using some gallery wrapped canvases, so these are going to be a profile, a wider profile sticking out from the wall, which I like. And I got these canvases for $5 at a garage sale. They had like an old vintage wine scene on them, so I painted over. I did not completely cover everything, and there is texture on here. I have not. The only time I've acrylic poured over texture is when I've poured over one of my old pours, and usually you can see like some texture through. I'm not worried about seeing texture through, but I'm just hoping that the paints will, I don't know, go on and blow out smooth and everything, hoping that won't affect it too much. And also hoping my paint's like thick enough to cover up, because there's obviously, these aren't completely white. I'm gonna do I'll show you the colors that we're gonna use. I'm super excited about the colors. So, you know, we've been doing these live videos every day in July, and we did a few ocean ones over here. And blues are my favorite. Sorry for the shaking there. There's a resin piece I just love. But we did this wave. We did another splashy one. We also did some pinks. And then we did a couple ocean wave blue ones, which are over here. And I absolutely love those colors. So the colors I'm using are actually the ones that similar to what I used in this resin piece. Without the resin, of course. Let's get us a little bit of light here so we can see. Got my big light set up down on the floor. So over here is a little bit darker than usual. All right, so these are our bases. I was gonna do all white at first, but I didn't have enough white. I used up a whole tube and I used probably twice as much Floetrol as paint, which I've never done before. So that's gonna be new. I really don't know if it'll make the paint more transparent or what, but I had to stretch it. We also have some leftover white. This was our really crappy white base paint with a lot of bubbles in it, super frothy. And I still keep trying to let it set, torch it out, and there's still bubbles in there. So we'll use that if worst comes to worst and we need more white. But we're gonna do the white on the top and then we're gonna do this deep blue on the bottom. And to mix this, I used Amsterdam Ultramarine Blue. I used up a whole tube of that. And then I used up the rest of our pearlized carbon black that we got from Hobby Lobby the other week. And so it's just like a midnight blue. And it's kind of shimmery, super pretty. And then for the colors that we're gonna blow out. Okay, so this kind of sapphire metallic blue, which is actually a craft paint, but I always love the color of this one. I used up a couple tubes of that. Remember, the theme of this week is using what we have. So we did not shop for art supplies, but we're not letting that stop us from painting this week. And so, like, I'm using the old canvases I got at the garage sale, and I think I used up 9 tubes of paint for this stuff right here. There is, yeah, some of it. So this is the white, the titanium white. This was that, okay, ice blue. It's the Deco Art Dazzling Metallics. This was the Amsterdam Ultramarine that I mixed with the pearlized carbon black. And if you want to get these exact colors, just, you can ask me. I'll list them all down for you if you'd like. The gold here, well, let's keep going in order. So this one is that one turquoise. Is this gorgeous, my favorite ocean green, one of these Hobby Lobby paints, Master's Touch ocean green. And I put, oh, do you not have my sound anymore? Let's see. See if you can hear me now. Let me know if you can hear me. I just had a call come in on my phone, so that might be why the sound cut out. Can you hear me? I added some mica powders into this lighter blue, Black Sea, and also I think this is called Haze. Okay, good. I'm glad the sound is back on. Sorry about that. Here's like a lighter blue. I added that in. I added actually a lot of the haze. Okay, Linda, thanks for letting me know. I'm so glad you're here. I can't really tell if the mica powder's in there, but we'll see when we pour it out. Okay, and then we've got gold, which I used our standard Master's Touch gold, really pretty, but it's so dark. I wanted to just brighten it up, lighten it up a little bit. So I added this rose gold by Dazzling Metallics. I love it, so pretty. And I probably added about 3 teaspoons in there. And it just softened the gold a little bit. It's not quite as dark and, yeah, brilliant. So that's what we're going to use. We're going to use these three blues, bluish greens, this gold, and these are our bases. And we have an hour to do this, and 10 minutes of it are gone. Oh, and I have this alcohol ink that I might pour on. I actually have never used alcohol inks in an acrylic pour. So if you have, please let me know how it went before I go ahead and add this on. I don't want to ruin it, but I also think it could cause some cool effects. I don't know. Let me know if you've used it. And by the way, I used a lot more Floetrol in mixing these paints. So I did as much paint as I could get out of the bottles. Then I added probably as much Floetrol at least. And then like for the white base, I doubled that. So I had, 2 times as much Floetrol as paint. I've never done it before, so we'll see what happens. Then I added water to get it to that fluid consistency, which for a Dutch pour, which is what we're going to do, it needs to be pretty thin. But remember the first time in July that we did a Dutch pour, our base paint was so thin and there was so much of it kind of swallowed up the other paints, like the heavier paints sunk to the bottom. So I tried not to make it over thin. I hope it's thin enough. I will say that I'm excited to make this painting, but I probably wouldn't have thought of doing it live if I wasn't doing this July challenge live video every day during July. But on the other hand, I probably wouldn't be doing it at all if I wasn't doing this. So it's one of those things where you think, oh yeah, it'd be cool to make that. I'll just put it off indefinitely, And I just wanted to, besides not having any more small canvases, I just wanted to make something that I actually really want. How many times do you put off making what you really want to because you feel like, oh, I'm not ready yet, or I don't have the skills, or I don't have the time or the room? Let's see if we can set up our camera so that we can see this well enough and you guys can like get a good view on everything that I'm doing down here. Give me a thumbs up if you can see really well and clearly and you're happy with that view. We're going to start putting our paints down, guys. We're just not going to wait any longer, talk any longer, and just get scared. So we're just going to do this. We've got white base, dark blue base, one, two, three blues, blow over, gold, maybe a little alcohol ink. And let's get a few tools, which we might need. We might need this spreading spatula, this rubbing alcohol in a spray bottle, spritz it on, pop bubbles, make designs. Our torch, which I just refilled, we'll need that for popping air bubbles for sure. Yeah, and whatever else we need, too bad we forgot it. Oh, I didn't tape the backs of the canvas, but they were already kind of messy. So, all right, I'm sneaking in front here. So excited. Here we go. Give a thumbs up if you're excited and send me some good luck wishes because I'm a little bit nervous. I really hope this piece turns out. Using a lot of paint. And of course, these canvases didn't cost me anything, so that's kind of nice. Let's do this. We'll start with the dark blue. I think I like kind of an ascending sweep, not straight across. Remember our motto, a little less careful and a little more bold. I'm trying to get over perfectionism and having things to be perfect, especially before, showing them to others. Ooh, I should probably keep a little of this. I didn't think about that. Worst comes to worst, we can mix more up, but I really hope we don't have to. Now let's do our white. I am so glad you guys are tuning in with me today. I'm really happy to see you. Let me know in the comments where you're watching from. And also, if you are an artist yourself, or just yeah, what your creative jam is. I'm guessing maybe you are an acrylic pouring artist if you're watching this. Maybe also you have a different art form. Okay, we're gonna blow this out with the blow dryer. Kind of spread it out. It looks like we probably have enough paint. I'm hoping. Sure my blow dryer reached all the way. Hey, thanks so much. You guys are awesome. Okay. All right, if you guys are still with me, awesome. The paint's moving slow, and I think that's a combination of it being a little on the thicker side and not a plethora of paint. So this is hopefully going to be just enough to cover though. We'll use our spreader and see if we can make it there. I think we can. Plus we've got lots of paint to pour on with the design, so that can really eat up any extra space. Yeah, there is plenty of paint here, at least for this panel. It's maybe just slightly thicker, so it's a little harder to blow out, but I'm not worried. Looks like we got enough. I feel like I'm icing a big wedding cake. Do all the tops first and then we'll get those sides. So pretty and smooth. I don't want to eat it. Obviously not, though. What size of canvas do you guys like to work on? Do you do big stuff? Do you do small stuff? I like doing it all, but definitely the bigger pieces are just definitely more exciting. And I sell less of them, but when I do sell one, it's more worth it. I also think they're a little bit more sellable because just big art, you know, people's homes, like a big statement piece. It's kind of fun to find. I would love to do more big abstract statement pieces for people's homes. It's one of my favorite things. Okay, now the white's spread out. I'm just going around and doing the sides. So I don't know if you've been with me for any of these other live videos. I'm coming on every day in July to paint with you guys. If you're not painting, don't feel bad, but if you want to paint along, that's awesome. And if you don't, you know, catch this live stream, but you want to put it on later while you're working on your own stuff in your studio, feel free to do the project that I'm doing or just work on whatever you want to work on, whatever you're inspired to do. I just think it's been great, at least for me, to have this accountability, you know, to paint every day. A lot of times creative stuff gets put on the back burner. I'm a mom, so any mom artists out there, you guys know it's difficult to find time for, you know, to take care of yourself when you're taking care of little ones. We have 6 little ones. And they're 10 and under, so they all still need quite a bit from me. And right now 4 of them are at the grandma's, so that is amazing. Grandmas are awesome. And the other 2 are twin toddlers. They're probably the most handful. They are watching a show upstairs right now, so hopefully they stay entertained by that while I finish this painting. That's part of the time crunch, you know. Don't have all day to do this. It's kind of better because we'll use whatever time we have. I find if I have a lot of time, I use it all, you know, on a painting. If I only have a little time, I still manage to get the painting done or some progress on it in that amount of time. So sometimes I just need a deadline. And I figured that out about myself when I started doing some art shows, craft fairs. Like before signing up for those things, I would think to myself, oh, I never have time to do art. And I would say all the excuses, which are really good excuses. Like I have to, you know, this season of life with my kids, like I just don't have time for that stuff. You know, and I was so surprised when I did have a deadline to work for, like an art show or something, how much art I got done before that deadline. So I think, you know, a deadline really forces you to get your act together and make it happen. And I'm not saying that's always a good thing, like to be busy with this stuff, because, you know, it can be a strain on my family when I have a deadline for a show or something. But my husband's been really supportive, so that helps. And I've seen how I do stay home with my kids, so it's something fun I can do from my home. And I do see how painting makes me a happier person. Thumbs up if that's you as well. It just makes me a happier person if I'm doing something creative, something, you know, that excites me and challenges me. outside of my mothering so that I can kind of fill up my cup and then come back to my vocation with more refreshed vigor. Okay, this is all covered with the white. I'm so excited. Now we're just going to wipe this off and we can spread out our blue. I hope you guys are having a good day. Just using a damp paper towel. So I spent about time runs by so fast. You need to come down from your job like to de-stress and relax. It's definitely relaxing, I feel like, especially fluid art. If you have a commission or something, that can be stressful, but if you're doing it for yourself, yes, just to relax, yeah, to de-stress. That's awesome. It's definitely de-stressing for me too. Sometimes I try to work on like the business side of art, and then that gets a little bit stressful for me. But that's why this month I'm just focusing on painting every day, because painting is really the fun part. It's what I enjoy. So I'm glad we're letting ourselves do this. So de-stressing to see colors flow. I agree. Yeah, acrylic pouring is so therapeutic. Even watching it done, like if I'm not doing it myself, even just watching it on YouTube, it's so relaxing. That's something I like about fluid art. And I do other types of paintings as well, acrylic, oil, watercolor. Yes, it's a wonderful creative outlet. Agreed, Linda. Definitely, especially for a mom, because some art forms are really, intricate and involved and more time consuming. Whereas with acrylic pouring, you can have, like we did a few days ago, like you can have a little piece done in 45 minutes, and that might be just all you have. It's just a little half-hour, 45-minute chunk at the end of your day. It's just so nice to be able to like have a whole piece done and be able to look at it and be like, oh, I did that. And sometimes when you start like a big piece or a harder painting and you don't finish it, in one sitting, because it's going to take hours and hours, it can be kind of stressful when it's sitting there glaring at you like an unfinished project, and you feel like, when am I ever going to get the time or the motivation to pick that thing back up? Those can be kind of stressful, but I love acrylic pouring because it's like you're on and you're done in a session. Like you got to pour when those paints are wet, and then it's over. Like a one and done. It's kind of gratifying. I have a nice little matcha latte. I don't know. Do you guys like lattes? I like a coffee, but I don't drink it very often. Like maybe on the weekend, but I do like a matcha latte once in a while. The afternoon, just a nice little kick of caffeine, and I made it really sweet, so it's extra good. All right, let's go down and spread out our blue. So yeah, if I'm going to have caffeine, it's usually before I do art, because it just gets me in like an excited mood, and sometimes I need like that positive association of a little reward or a little caffeine in order to make myself like get in here and get creative. And once I start, I'm having a lot of fun, but it's making yourself start. It's kind of like exercise. It's going to make you feel good and you're going to love how you feel after. But like making yourself go to the gym or pick up the weights sometimes takes a little self will. I love the color of blue that we mixed. Now I'm thinking we should have probably painted the sides of the canvas with this before because the white's going to show through. I guess we can fix it after if there's spots showing, but oh, it's so pretty. It's just like a deep blue. It's hard for you to see it on the camera, but it's got some shimmer in it. I'm thinking it'll dry darker than this because the Floetrol in it makes, so the Floetrol in the paint colors, it's kind of like glue where it's white when it's wet, but it dries transparent. So it makes all of your colors look a little bit lighter and a little duller when you're pouring them, I found out. But once it dries, it's the Floetrol, like the whiteness disappears. It's just transparent. And then your colors are more vivid. So I think this blue is going to be a little bit darker, more vivid once it's all dry. But I really love it. It's be like our deep ocean. And we'll have all our more colorful blues, like the water on the surface, making waves. I'm so excited. I love pouring on a bigger scale like this. Feels more risky, but like more worth it. Has anyone done like a really big canvas before? Let me know the biggest size that you've done in the comments. I think the biggest one I did was a triptych, and each of the panels was maybe twice as big as each of these, so the whole piece was probably twice this size. I don't know the exact measurements of that. But I want to do more big ones. And this is the first one I've done in this house, in this studio. That's bigger. So now I see the possibilities, you know, cover the floor and you have more space. 2 meters wide. Oh, I missed the rest of what he said. I'm trying to figure out how I can go down like into the comments and read what you said. Okay, I'll have to go back and look at that. But so 2 meters wide is pretty good size. Was it like a flip cup pour, a Dutch pour, straight pour? I think I did a 5-foot flip cup pour one time. And I used about 5 yogurt container size containers of paint for it. And luckily it worked out, but I was thinking while I did it, like this is gonna be a lot of wasted paint if this doesn't work out. But like I always say, the only wasted paint is paint that stays in the tube. And for us that are doing fluid art, like for our own sanity and relaxation, it's such a win that we're even making something. Like, don't talk to me about wasting paint. I am glad that I'm alive right now. Like, I'm glad that I am surviving. Not to make jokes about motherhood. I love being a mom. I love my vocation. But you guys that are moms, you know, it takes a lot out of you. And yeah, you need things to help you feel human. And painting is one of those things for me. Another thing is just time every morning in like quiet prayer time. That is probably the habit that has helped me most in my life. And it's led to a lot of other beautiful things as well. But there are a few things, like without them, I don't know where I would be. Okay, so we've got kind of a nice sweep, upward sweep going on. We can accentuate that with our colors. How are we doing on time? Let's see. It's 35 minutes. Oh no, and we only have 25 minutes for the design. Better get this thumb in gear here. Gotta still cover some sides. So I did not mix on camera. You guys can thank God, because it took me probably an hour, a good solid hour, maybe an hour and a half of mixing these amounts. That would have been so boring. So that's what I did earlier today, this morning. Okay, sides on the first one aren't done yet, so pardonnez-moi as I cross in front of the camera, in front of you there, sorry about that. A little bit more on these sides to do, and then we can pour out our colors. So excited, I'm so excited for our color palette. Linda misses the chaos of childhood with her two kids that are grown. That's good to hear, Linda. It's a good perspective. Just, you know, I get told that all the time, just enjoy it. And I am trying to enjoy it. But that's really good to hear. Do you have any grandkids? Get that chaos back in your life a little bit? Chaos is a good word for it. It's crazy, but it's good. So we had 6 kids in 7 years. Our oldest is 10. And our youngest are twin boys that are 3 years old. And it's definitely been a sacrifice, but one that's so worth it, as you all moms know. You know, it's, you know, all good things are worth sacrificing for. And family is near the top there for the best things. So we're all spread out. Yay, now we can do the fun part and spreading on the colors. But I think before we do that, I'm going to clean this off and get a little breather, get a little sip for courage. This. Oh, I'm sorry, Linda. Okay. Well, I guess we can see. Pray for a favorable outcome in that situation. Well, Linda, anytime you want to come over and babysit my kids while I paint, you can come have some of this chaos. Just kidding. All right, let's take you down here. Yes, big families are wonderful. We're very blessed. And I appreciate you saying that. Some people think it's crazy, but you know, children are a gift from God, and so we just try to keep keeping open to whatever he wants to give us, because he knows best. All right, here's this beautiful Beautiful sapphire. I'm a little nervous. I'm excited. All right. Wish me luck. Say a little prayer. Here's our deep turquoise with all of that mermaid mica powder. So shimmery. In love with it. And another note on kids, I am doing so much more painting having kids than I did before having kids. You know, when you think you're busy before you're really busy. I did a couple of shows in college. I did some art classes and I did some paintings like, you know, once in a while in my free time. But at that time I was like, I'm really too busy and this wasn't my major in college, you know, just kind of for fun. And now I am definitely more busy than I was back then and more like serious responsibilities, but I paint way more than I did before. And I think you just find a way when you have to, you know? So we layered from the darkest to the lightest, and I'm just gonna do the gold on top. Not as much gold as blue, just to kind of accent a little bit. I wish I had maybe a little more of the lighter, but I'm just gonna trust that it'll all work out. And I think I'll save this alcohol ink and maybe like add it in for accents at the end if I feel brave enough to try that. By the way, did anyone let me know, have you used alcohol inks in acrylic pours before? I'd like to know if anyone has before I go ahead and do it. Don't want to ruin it. I'm sure people have. Popping air bubbles, there's a lot of them in this base. So Linda, did you do art when your kids were little or just after they grew up and left the house? Something I've wondered about from time to time, like, should I just wait, you know, until a different season of life to pursue the artistic stuff? But I think I've discerned that at least for now, it's helping rather than hindering me, giving me that something fun extra that I can do. And to be able to do it from home too, you know, because I don't work outside the home unless I teach an occasional dance class. But other than that, I'm not outside the home really for work. And I feel like it's nice to have something else, you know, to switch gears and work on. And like you said, that creative outlet. I'm a little nervous that this base paint is already like starting to get tacky because it's been sitting here for a while and it was a little thicker. So I'm hoping the paint is going to still blow through it a little bit. We might add some of that. Let's see. We have a little extra here. And we might add some of the leftover base paint we had from last time. we saved. Oops. Just really want to make sure that our water is able to flow up into this white. And then down into the blue too. Okay, but I'm not going to be nervous because what's going to happen is what's going to happen. It's going to be great, right? It's going to be great. If you think it's going to be great, give me a thumbs up. We can do this. I'm going to show you close up before I blow it out what the colors look like. They already look pretty sweet. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate the encouragement. Need it. All right. You like this color scheme? I love it. I have a good feeling about it. We're at 46 minutes. We've got about 15 minutes to blow out our design. And let's see if we can do it. See if we can make it good. Make sure you can see really well. There we go. Okay. Now this will be a miracle if I don't get my hair and dress and everything in the paint. I have like a ladies' night tonight with some of the moms in our homeschool co-op. We're doing like a planning session for next year. So I put a dress on this morning, like did my makeup. And this isn't the greatest to be crawling around and painting in, but that's all right. We're not gonna let that stop us. All right, so I'm gonna blow a little of the white over first. So we got that little bit of extra. Ooh, look at that cool swirl. And then we're gonna kind of blow it this way. All right, say a little prayer, here we go. This one blew over really nicely. This one pretty good. And this one, I really didn't have a lot of extra. I'm gonna add a bit more. I'm gonna use that crappy white base paint that we're just glad we have right now. That's all the white I have left, completely out of white. I guess the rest of this week, we're gonna do different colored bases, which is always nice when you're forced to do something you're not used to. I'm just trying to torch bubbles out of this because it's so frothy. Okay, the moment of truth. Let's make this beautiful ocean. Or should we put blue? Should we blow blue over as well from the bottom? I don't know if we have enough. You're pretty low on the blue. Might just have the rest down here so there's something for it to flow into. I don't think we'll have enough to blow over. Whatever we have is going to be enough, right? It's going to work. It has to. All right. Okay, thumbs up if you guys are excited and ready to see this happen. Let's do this. Maybe I should hold the phone close while I blow this out. But I probably won't be coordinated enough. So I'm just going to leave you right up there. I'll show you closer, show you in closer when I'm done. I'm going to have to come around to the other side because I don't think I can do it upside down like that and blow it the way that I want. All right. Let's hope the paint doesn't go too far and get this floor all stained up. Okay, finally, we're at 50 minutes and we're to the fun part. Here we go. I think we'll go down and up and down, straight, down, over, across, up, whatever. I know we're going up at the end. Have it on cool, and I'm going to do it on high. I love it so far. I love it. Some really neat things happening. I'm definitely going to tweak. I'm definitely going to be blowing the edges out further, but it's really pretty so far what's happening. The paint's moving kind of slow, but that gives us just a smidge more control, I guess. So that's one good thing. Let's go ahead and do that last canvas. That's my favorite. This is my favorite. I love it. So pretty. I'm going to show you guys close up what it looks like before we blow and tweak the edges. When you give it a torch, then I'll bring you down. Lots of bubbles. This is so beautiful. Okay, let me show you where it's at so far, and then we'll mess with it. Oh, I think I turned it off. I'm sorry. Thank you if you're still with me. Here we come. Let's go down. Okay, so it goes along here. Isn't that pretty? Very soft. So many pretty edges already. Some of these will blow out a little bit more. I love this part right here. Nice splash. I think the blue into the dark blue is really striking. And up there, thank you, Linda. It is really pretty. And a lot of it kind of does itself, you know, especially when you're using the blow dryer. Like, well, as an artist, you can be responsible for picking the colors and layering them down, but a lot of it's left up to chance. Which is the fun part, I think, about fluid art. It's always a surprise. You would quite control what's going to happen. Okay, this third one's my favorite. So pretty down there. I feel like you could do little close-ups, you know, parts of these and just make prints out of them. I'll probably tweak this area and blow it out a little bit, but look at all those fun little cells. There's some pretty stuff going on here. Look at this. Oh, I just love that. It really, really does our like watery splash effect. Thank you so much, guys, for being with me today and making this dream come true. I've just been wanting to do this big ocean triptych for a while. And now we're gonna work on the composition a little bit and get it just even prettier. So I'll put you back up here. And then I'm gonna get down and blow some parts out with my mouth. I love it. I'm so thankful we had enough paint, you know, everything's working out. And I probably would have put this piece off for a while just because of the size and the time. But with an hour mixing and an hour pouring, this really didn't take as long as I anticipated. Here we go. for those of you that are still with me, I will bring you down again when I'm finished, and I'll show you more in detail the little tweaks that we're making here. But it's an hour. It's been an hour, so if you have to go, thank you so much for being with me. I really appreciate just painting with others and all the encouragement that you guys gave me today. It was so much fun. I will be posting finished pictures of these when it's done. And then I'll have the whole video, which you can go back and replay later if you want to. And if you guys are watching this as a replay, welcome, and also write in the comments where you are watching from as well. Also, all the artwork that I make, like during this July transformation, will be available for sale. I don't know when I'll actually get it on my website because I'm not good about doing that. But if you are interested in a piece, you can just inquire at my email address that's in the description. I will probably take this to a festival that I'm going to soon. I think I would love to sell this one, and it would be really pretty in someone's home. But if I don't sell it, I'll probably just keep it for me because I love it. This is kind of faded here, so I wonder if I blow a bit and open up some of the colors underneath. Ooh, yeah, there was definitely a lot under there. Ooh, and some of the dark is coming out. That's pretty. Ooh, I love this. This is gorgeous. I'm glad I decided to do that. Sometimes I overwork the canvas, but in this case, I didn't do too much. I think it looks good. I love soft edges, so I'm just kind of softening out the edges here. I'm wondering whether to leave this ridge or soften that out. When in doubt, wait, and I'll come back to it. I'm really happy with how this canvas is going. I'll come and show you closer because I can see there's a big glare on the camera, and so it might be hard. I know it's hard for you to see. I'm just live streaming from my phone. It'd be a miracle if I don't have it covered in paint by the end of this month. All right, let me show you closer on that first one. I think I really like what we did here. Look at that cool splash of blue coming up from underneath. And then down here, we kind of softened up the bottom. Brought out some more color on this side. And then feathered it out up there a little bit. Also feathered it out here. And right there, I love that white. That looks so beautiful. All right. I am going to blow this a little. Let's see. And a little more up here. And we'll leave it for now. Oops. Yeah. You are so welcome. And thank you for sharing it with me too. It's fun. It's fun to be able to share. And I think art definitely needs to be shared. It's like meant to be shared. And definitely it's a little scary, like sharing the live process, you know, because it might not go well or might not look good. It's not like I can edit it out or change it. But I'm in a local artist group, and what I've found is that it's so inspiring for us artists to like see other artists at work, to see them real, like be real. And especially when I like see other people's mess ups or imperfections, it's so helpful to me because there's enough like too perfect stuff on the internet where it's just so untouchable. You feel like you can't even start because, you know, like, what do I have to offer? Everyone already did everything perfect. And I know that's not true. Like, what I have to offer is that the art I'm making, whoops, almost just dropped my tripod. The art I'm making is from my hands, and no one can make that same art. And, you know, art is an outward expression of your inner being. So it also comes out of yourself, and you can't replicate that. So what value do I bring if someone else has already done all the acrylic pours perfectly? Well, the value I bring is that it's mine. You know, it comes from my own hands, it comes from my own self. And same with you guys. Like, your art has value, not because it's like better or worse than someone else's art, you know, comparatively, which is all a subjective thing. It has value because you did it, you know, came from your hands, and it is never going to be the same as someone else's. So that encourages me to keep going, even though it can be a little discouraging to see, like on social media, when you see just so much gorgeous work. It can be inspiring for one, but it also can kind of stop you from doing things because you're like, well, I can never just be that good, you know, so why try? So what I was getting around to is that it's such a blessing when, like, me doing these videos live, or like being around the other artists in my group and seeing their tries, you know, and maybe their falls, their imperfections. It's really encouraging because it's like they're trying, maybe messing up sometimes, but they keep trying. I can too. I could do that too. So it's great to not just show the sparkling finished product, but actually show all of the process and all of the ups and downs that got you there. And also, I try to share like paintings that are mess ups. You know, a lot of my paintings don't work out, and I'm not proud of them, and they're not pretty. And I appreciate when other people show me theirs, because it's like helpful to know that in order to, you know, get a masterpiece, you might have to go through a lot of crappy tries first. But yeah, I like that quote by, was it Thomas Edison who invented the light bulb? Someone asked him, because I think he tried like 1,000 times before he figured out how to do it. And someone asked him, like, isn't it kind of discouraging to fail? Like, that many times on what you're trying to do? And he answered back, I didn't fail. I just found 1,000 ways how not to make a light bulb. So every piece that we are doing is, a learning experience. We're learning from it. So all of the mess ups that I do, I try not to think of them as, oh man, I failed. I'm just such a bad artist. I try to just think, okay, I found the way not to do that, and I learned something from that. So that was really helpful, and then just move on. Try again. Let's work on the middle one now, and we'll save the fun one for last. Trying to figure out how to get to the area I want without like dipping myself in the paint. The straw provides some reach, which is kind of nice. The only bad thing is that after you blow enough times through it, your saliva, your spit like condenses in it, and then you can drip on your painting. So watch out for that. Ooh, that's super pretty. I'm happy with that. I'm leaving that corner. I love it. I'll show you a close up as soon as I'm done with this one. I really just love to feather out the edges because then it doesn't just look like every other Dutch pour that used a hairdryer, because there's like a certain pattern the paint blows and flutters with the hairdryer. But then you can really make it your own by going in afterwards and tweaking things. Let's kind of open up this area a little bit maybe. Also, as we blow, the paints mix more. And some of these, like the sea foam with that green mixing together, the turquoise, is so gorgeous. We just don't want to overmix so that it becomes muddy. That's the fine line to respect here. But I don't think that's going to happen much with this color palette. Oh, so lovely. This here is looking a little plain. It's not bad to have some plain areas, but I wonder if we can make that more exciting. I'm gonna wait till I come around because it's hard to do that one upside down. Okay, I think I'm pretty happy with the top here. I am seeing a little bit of the reddish pink that was on the canvas under here show up a tinge. I'm hoping that's going to be okay in the end. I guess we'll see. Okay, now down here, I'd like to feather that out, kind of match what we did over here. But I don't see any extra blue paint, so we're gonna need a little bit more of that base on there. So this is the longest part, I guess, of the painting process for me, besides the mixing. Mixing and then it's the tweaking at the end. Okay, I just blew a little bit of the blue over, and then I'm going to blow the colors back into it. See what that looks like. Here's a thin area. Let's cover that up. Where the white's showing through just a smidge. I'm okay with touching up the sides when we're done, but I really hope that the top is as opaque as we need it to be. Right now I'm just touching up the top, the dark blue where I see a little bit of white peeping out from underneath it. Some thin areas. Okay. Okay, now we're gonna just do this part down here. Ooh, some of the shimmery blues coming out. So pretty. All right, there's that necklace. Probably need to take this mic off. Hold my breath here. Oh, I can't reach it. There's that straw. Okay, we're gonna have to do the upside down blow here. So beautiful. I'm deciding whether to tweak this area as well. No, I don't think I will. But maybe something here. Kudos to you guys who are still hanging in there with me. Okay. I am happy with this one. I'm going to leave it. I'll show you close up. Still having fun, getting tired. We're almost done. That's what we did to the bottom. Isn't that beautiful? So feathery, so graceful. Another reason I love fluid art, I mean acrylic pouring, resin, alcohol, ink, all of the fluid art. I love it because it is so graceful. And I did my degree in ballet. I love ballet. It's so beautiful and graceful. I'm not doing it so much anymore, but this kind of artwork reminds me of the beauty that is in ballet. The flowing, the grace. So the blowing out on the edges just to kind of soften it. So that's the middle one. I think we're done with it. Except maybe a torch or two. And we're done with this first one. So happy with these. Last but not least, this big splash. We don't have to do a lot to this, but I'm softening these edges. Maybe in here a little bit. Might take that part out. And then I'll probably feather out this wave here at the top. It looks cool. And you kind of stand back. And I will show you when all of this dries. I'll show you out in the sunlight so you can get a look in the natural light. Okay, we better take a little sip of our matcha. And get our stamina up to do this last one so we can be done. It's a good day. It's a good Wednesday. I feel like I'm gonna sleep better tonight because I did an art piece that I've been wanting to do for a while. And it just feels good. Kind of get a little sense of maybe God's reaction when he created the world. It says he looked at everything he had made and he found it very good. And I love that about art, that I think we are made in God's image. That's one way we're made in his image, is we love to create as artists. And it's just the best feeling ever when you've made something and you think it's really good and you get to just stand back and look at it. And it's so rewarding. That's one of the best things I feel like about creating. I can't reach that part. I'll work up here instead. Definitely getting paint in the hair. And on the necklace. Take this off. Doing live videos has really been great at forcing me to like streamline the process. Because yeah, just it's been great. And I remember as a kid, I always like to do art, but I never wanted anyone to watch me paint or draw. I only wanted them to see it when I was done if I liked it. If not, I did not want them to see it. And I think that's just the perfectionism, you know? You don't want to show anything other than your best. But I am over that. I'm definitely over that after, seeing myself fail way too many times and being done waiting to be perfect before I get to do anything. So I'm thankful that I've been at least partially cured of that. Life is too short to wait until things are perfect to try or to do or to show people. Ooh, this is pretty. It's kind of hard to do upside down. I can't really see what it's looking like overall. Oh, I'm so glad we're feathering this out. I'm really happy with this up here. Should I do a little more on the edge? My finger first. When I'm watching someone paint, I never know like how they're making decisions about what to do. But when I'm painting myself, and let me know if you guys experience this too, you just kind of get into this zone and then you just sort of follow your intuition. And if you feel stuck, just kind of wait and sit back and look at it some more. Oh, so pretty. Even if someone purchases this, there are probably details of this piece they will never see, they'll never notice. But I am having so much fun, perfecting all the little details. But at some point, we have to call it finished, right? We can't go on forever and ever tweaking. So we got to get to that point here. Because you can definitely work a canvas to death. We have more art to make. Got a whole nother painting tomorrow. Every day in July, I'm doing a live paint session. So join me tomorrow for another one. We won't do one this big, I don't think. I don't know what we're doing tomorrow. I don't know. Theme this week is we're using what we have. So I'll look in my storeroom and we'll find out what canvases I got back there, like ruined paintings I can paint over or whatnot. This is a hard line, but it's kind of a pretty starkness. We want some contrast in the piece, not all wispy and floaty like this. I think this right here, I'm just gonna blow and see what happens to it because it's kind of like a random little streak. When in doubt, just blow on it. Ooh, I'm so glad I did that. Oh, that's so pretty. I gotta show you that. I don't know what's under there, but it's gorgeous. Oh, it's just the faintest, beautiful, beautiful blue. Let me show you. Little streak blue underneath, and there was just these little ribbons of blue under there. It's very cool. Here's what we did up here. I wisped those ends out. We did along this edge. And I think I'm gonna leave this hard edge right here just for something different. But then right down here, maybe blow that out a little bit. And then over here, I might also blow on that part. Ah, so pretty. Okay, we're getting close. We are getting close. We are almost done. Almost done. Do I need more blue? Do I have more blue? I do not. I do not have it. I have it over here though. Not over here. Let's see if anything happens. It's not moving much. Ooh, a little bit. That is pretty. Oh, that's pretty. I'm blowing pretty hard. There. Oh, lovely. All right, I'm happy with this. I'm happy with that. Happy with that, almost. And now just this part. My little twins upstairs probably like, I'm getting to watch a lot of TV. I bet they'll find their way down here before we're done. But we're almost done. We have one more area right here. Yes, I'm so glad I did that. But I'm not happy with this because it's just too plain. Okay, I'm gonna drip a little extra paint on here because it's not enough to move. It's not moving around. Oops, a bit of the darker. I want it to flow off the edge here. There. Oh, so pretty. I just love the colors we picked. All right. That's it. I'm leaving it. I'll show you one last close up on the whole thing after we torch. Oh, I just dripped. That's okay. That's all right. No harm done. All right, guys, let me wash my hands, then I'll take a close up on the last final shot here. Whew. That was kind of a long one. I'm grateful those of you who stuck around and who will watch this later. Hope you get some inspiration for your pieces, and I hope you were able to paint along too if you have something that you're working on or you want to work on. Like this piece we did today, I've been wanting to do it probably since I did the pink one I told you about. And after I did that pink one, immediately I thought, I'm going to do this in blues. Oh yeah, I know I did a lot of blowing there, not sniffing. Yeah, so immediately after doing the pink one, I thought I'm doing this one in blues. And because blue is my favorite, the ocean, I just dream of the ocean. That's been like a couple or a few years ago. So it feels so good to do something that you've dreamed of. And making a painting, maybe it's kind of a small dream, but for me, it's a beautiful one, and it's a good accomplishment. So I'm happy. You know, I could keep on making paintings I don't really want to make, which is still fun, or I could just make more of the paintings that I really want to make. So you guys, what paintings do you really want to make? In the comments below, I want you to write out so you have it in front of your own eyes, like your dream artwork that you want to create. And then you'll have to think about it. Like, why don't I try making that? Or maybe you do. Maybe it's just me that plans art in my head all the time, like really big, beautiful art that I don't do. Follow your soul. Good advice. Yeah. Yes. So definitely don't always listen to the practical voice, the common sense, because it'll stop you from doing a lot of things. Would have stopped me from doing this painting today, but I was like, nope. We're gonna follow the soul, like you said. All right. I'm gonna bring you in for the last close-up look. Thank you so much for being with me. You guys are awesome. Paint more, paint what you dream of, paint what you enjoy. Don't do it for anybody else. I mean, you can do it for other people, and definitely just waiting for my skills to catch up with my ideas. Yeah, that's what I think too, Linda. However, like we talked about, if you wait until everything's perfect, maybe you'll wait forever, you know? Sometimes you just gotta try. You never know. It might turn out better than you think. This turned out better than I thought today. So just dive in. Just do it. If it turns out to be a flop, who cares? You just paint over it. All right. Yes, I hope you can catch me tomorrow too. I'll be on, I don't know what time yet, but every day this month I'll be doing a live video. So give me your ideas if you have an idea for my painting tomorrow. I don't know what it's going to be. Hopefully something good. I don't know if we can top this one though. Here's your last look. Beautiful splash, gorgeous colors. Thanks, Linda. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day too. You've been such a blessing to me during this live paint session. I like the tablet in the back. Tablet. I'm not sure what you mean. See, oh, it's so pretty. Yeah, the cells did. Yeah, cells turned out great, and it was just paint, Floetrol, and water. And just that mixing with the blow dryer really does it. Second one's so pretty, man. Oh, I didn't try putting in the alcohol ink. I don't think I'm going to do anything else to it today. Perhaps when it dries, I can try some over the top. I'm definitely going to do the gold leafing over the top with a finishing layer of resin and some crushed glass for texture. And that's going to take it to the next level. So if you want to see the painting that I did, I was talking about the pink triptych with crushed glass and gold leaf and resin. If you look in the description, that link is there. I think it's a 5 to 7 minute video showing how I made that one. It wasn't quite as big as this. It was similar. And it was like pink, magenta, rouge, rose gold. It was really delicate and pretty. But I have to say, I'm loving the ocean even better. If you guys like it, hit thumbs up. And I will be on YouTube Live tomorrow again, making another painting. So I hope to see you there. If you want to be on the email list for reminders for this July transformation, you can email me at annacoinart@gmail.com. That is also in the description, and I'll put you on that list. And feel free to watch these later on. If you don't get to the live session, they will be there on my channel. Take care, everyone. Have a marvelous day. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Talk to you soon. Bye.